Welcome everyone to this live stream. So in this live stream, I'm going to show you how to create a graffiti text in CorelDraw. If you take a look at my graphics here, this is actually not a font. I started it with a font or a text, and then I distorted it. And yeah, so let us try to copy this text. I can't copy exactly, but I'll just show you the procedures and how to do it. So looking at the look at the text, I mean the graffiti here. We have a black outline, and then we also have like a black drop shadow, and then also gray, and we have a gradient fill here from orange to yellow, and then we also have like white outlines, highlights here. So we can achieve that in yeah, in creating just lines and distorting the text. So when I started this one, so what I did is I chose a font. So I'm just gonna type in my name here. So I'm going to choose like a thick font, so that once I distort it, I would get this kind of effect. So I'm going to choose a font that I use. Let's just go for Arial, say Arial Black. Okay, so Arial Black, and then what I did is, because you're going to distort the letters, right? So, but before distorting the letters, I'm gonna go to my shape tool, and I'm going to like decrease the spacing, because if you take a look, there's no spacing in between the letters. Okay, so I go like this, and then I would color it gray. Sorry, I'm gonna go to the pick tool and then color it gray, and and then later on you'll know why. So then after this, what I did is I go to my transparency tool, and then I just go to my uniform transparency like this. Sorry, I have to break this apart first. So to make it individual letters, I'm just going to go to view, and then sorry, not view, objects, and then go break artistic text apart, so that each it's gonna be individual letters now, right? And then I can go add the transparency, and then uniform transparency. Okay, so this is the reason why, so that I can see the text. So when I'm distorting it, I would still notice the other text, because if not, it's gonna be difficult for me to see the whole picture. So anyway, so and then all of this should be changed to curves. So I go to objects and then convert to curves. So converting a font or a text to curve is great, because then once you click on your shape tool, it converts it to nodes, right? So this one now I can like distort it like that, right? Control Z. Okay, so now let's start with the letter A. I might not be able to copy exactly, but just the concept I can copy. So what I did here, basically, I just like go to my shape tool, and then I can just, and then it's like just exaggerating the the shape. So for example, like that, and then I go like this, right? And then let's add this one later on. So for example, like this, and then like for this kind of effect here. So what I did there, if I zoom in, if you're in your shape tool, just double click. Double click is adding a node. So basically, I'm gonna add 3 nodes, 1, 2, and 3, right? And then this center node, you click it, and then you drag it in, so that you'll have this kind of effect, right? So, and then I'm just gonna move it closer a bit, like that. Okay, so we have that, and then let's go with this one here. So if you take a look at this, this is also a shape that goes inside, right? So double click this one here, and then I would just go inside like this, right? And then I can move this over here. So same thing with this one. I double click, which is adding a node, and then go like that. and I can probably distort it something somewhere like that. Okay, and then going back to the letter A. Okay, so I think that's the only thing that I am going to distort. Now let's add this one here, right? So that one is just like a shape. So when you click on your Bezier tool, you are going to just click here, here, and then go like this, right? And then close it. Okay, and then just move it closer, probably. Now there's no rules here. You just have to, create your art. So basically, it's an artwork. Okay, so now let's go to this part here. So this part, what I did is go to your shape tool and just double click here. So you're adding a node, and then you can shape this like that. Okay, so now let's go to the letter L. So the letter L, I move it up a bit. Okay, and then see this one here. So again, go to your shape tool and then just exaggerate going there and then here, and then with this one I would just go like this, right? And if you take a look at this one, so I'm just going to make another line here which goes like this. Okay, like I said, it's not going to be exactly the same, but the concept will be the same. Okay, so now this one here, I have this. So again, I'm going to go to my shape tool and double click to add, double click, and then double click, and then move this over like that, and then just move it closer. Okay, that's great. So now, what else? It's this one here, right? Okay, so we are going to, maybe we'll do that later on, because we're just going to do the letters first, and then we're going to combine everything. So let's go to letter E. So for the letter E, what I did, I think I rotated going this way. Can't remember. Anyway, and then I moved it up a bit, and then make it smaller maybe. Okay, and then I go to my shape tool, and then just exaggerate it like that. And then this one too, I made it like that. It's really up to you. This is arts, and okay, so we'll do that, and then I'm gonna add this one and this. So that's gonna be just double click. So double click here, double click, and double click. It's gonna move it over like that. And let me see what I did there. Okay, so this one, double click, and double click. So I got 3, and I go like that. And I think this one, I go like this. Okay, so yeah, and then I have one more here. So double click. Oops. Okay, there, and then go like this. So it's really nice if you can master, creating or editing lines or curves in CorelDraw, because that's really helpful when you're doing this kind of stuff like customizing. And of course, once people know that you're customizing something, that is a good sign, because it's going to be unique. Like, you won't see this anywhere except here, because we customized it. You customized it, right? Okay, so now double click here, double click, move it down, and then move it closer. By the way, I turned off my snap to nodes here, because if not, it's gonna snap. So in this situation, it is advisable not to use the snap to object. So double click and then move it here, and there's a small one here. Okay, double click, and double click, and then go like this. Okay, so I think we're done with that. Now we will be we're going to weld it. Okay, so in welding, you just select all of this, right, and then go to this weld option here. Click on weld, and there, so everything is welded. And then you just have to take a look, like for example this one. Now we can add that now. So when you click on the shape tool, double click here, and I can push this in now. And what else? Yeah, so maybe this one, it's a good idea to push it down here so that the letter X would have more of the shape, like that. And okay, so I think that's all. So now we already have that. So first we're going to create an outline, right? Or maybe we'll just add an interactive fill first. So you go to your interactive fill and then click and drag, right? Going up. And then this color, click on that. That would be orange. And then this one, click on that. And this one will be yellow. Say this yellow. Okay. Okay, and then you can move this slider. So this one, what I can do, I can move this closer like this. And if you notice, it's really yellow, right? So what you can do, you can add one more here. Okay, so if you double click here, it adds another node that you can also choose here. You can click this and then drag it over to this square there. Okay, so I think that's good enough. And then we are going to add an outline. So go to this one here, double click, and then you'll see you want the color black for the outline. Okay, and then you want the thickness to be, so take a look here because it's gonna change. Okay, you think that is good? So maybe we'll just go 8. 8. I would say I would go for 6, right? And click OK. Now you notice it's gray. That's because earlier we did a transparency. We haven't removed the transparency yet. So you go to your transparency tool and then click this to clear, or click no transparency. Okay. Now you can just like look at your text now and just see if you can still edit this. Say for example you don't want this to be intersecting to that, so you just go to your shape tool and then you probably just like move this like this. Okay, or I think this happens because, but actually it looks good, but anyway, so this happens because if you, in your outline properties, it's not behind fill. But take a look, if I click on behind fill, see it goes like that, right? But then you have to increase the text size, I mean the outline size. Click OK. Okay, so now we'll just leave it like that because that's kind of like a stylized thing. Okay, so now since we have this already, so we can go to the block. So you go to drop shadow and click on block drop shadow, and then click and drag. This is great because then you can create a shadow like that, but then you can like you can move it around. And this wasn't here in the early CorelDraw version. I don't know if this is new in 2020. Okay, so but anyway, so for example, we want it like that. Okay, that's good. And then we can, and the only thing that we have to add here is the gray. So the gray actually is it's just the border around this one. So you just go like this, right? Select all, and then you go to object and then shaping and then boundary, because the boundary is going to be the silhouette of the object. So that's the boundary. See, if I move the boundary, See, that's the boundary, right? So if I'll make that gray, right mouse click here, and then put this to back. So go objects, order to back of page, and I can just move this going down like this. Okay, so now that actually looks good. And then, you know, this one here, these are just the artistic media. So if you go to your artistic media, this one here is for artistic media. So you click on that and then go to your brush and then keep it, is it artistic? Yeah, so click on artistic, and then you have some options here. So I'm gonna use this one, and then just like go like this, or those are just like, but if you want, you can you know, not include that. It's just like adding some, you know, some artistic background there. Okay, I think we still need to do this highlight. So this highlight is really easy. The highlight is just like using your Bezier here, click here, 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 and then go like this. Ooh. And then just make it white, remove the outline, and then you can still adjust that if you want, like that. Okay, that's the highlight for that. And then a highlight for here. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is art, really, graffiti art. Instead of using paint, or just using CorelDraw with it. So this one here, let's make a big highlight here. Whatever you like, there's no rules here. Remove the outline, and we'll add one more, which is here. This can even be a t-shirt design. Okay, so right mouse click here, and there. That's, I like it. So now, you know what I like here? Because since this block shadow, we use the block shadow tool. See, you can still edit it. See, for example, I want to, let's just say for this one, I want to go to my shape tool and then reshape this. And take a look. The shadow moves with it, right? That's really good, because then it's non-destructive. You can still play around with the text, and it would just follow. So for example here, notice the drop shadow. If I go like this, if I want to make that like that, it follows. Yeah, so for example here, I want to add another, or I want to edit like that, or this one I can change it. The outline follows, and also the drop shadow follows. So here, see, the outline follows, and also the drop shadow. That's all. I hope you like it. I enjoyed a lot. Like this is my first time creating a graffiti with CorelDraw, and yeah. So if like if you don't like this, you can still edit this, but I like this part here because it gives character. So anyway, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe, and please comment if you want to comment, and give me a like. That would be a good sign for YouTube. And yeah, so, and I stream daily, and I will see you tomorrow, and bye for now.